Let's get the mouth horror show going.
Dunkaroos.
What are Dunkaroos?
Turquoise plastic bin.
Yeah.
You pop the top off.
Right. Yeah.
You get some like real jail quality style animal crackers.
Yeah.
And then you get a thimble of industrial solvent that they call cream.
Mm-hmm.
So this Boar's Head dark chocolate dessert hummus is literally the adult upscale version of Dunkaroo cream.
Okay.
Except there's no way in hell the Dunkaroo cream was made with chickpeas, which is listed as an ingredient.
They're not clearly woke enough for the chickpea movement.
I'm clearly not woke enough for dessert hummus. Let's just say that right now.
It's fine.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it's definitely something I did not seek out.
Ugh.
But as we were at my parents' house, and they had their New Year's party, it was one of the brunch options that people brought to the party.
Somebody brought this as their brunch, like as a potluck thing. They're like, "This is mine."
They brought 2 cases, 2 bins.
Oh god,
containers.
They're trying to style in 2019. They got a New Year energy. It's like, fuck this. You ain't never seen shit like this before.
I know, right? I was blown away.
This is adult hipsterism.
It's like
midlife crisis hipsterism.
No, these people are past midlife crisis.
Oh,
they're my parents' age, so it's like
I think 60s. This is part of Dave's newsletter, like the American Empire falls, and like dessert hummus is like sign 798 that this is all over, and it's kind of crashing to the ground.
Yeah.
What's the stock ticker on this? Who makes this?
I think
Boar's Head.
Boar's Head. Shout out.
What's the Boar's Head stock ticker? I'm about to buy some stock.
Yo, Boar's Head is fantastic.
Popular among.
Don't fucking shit on Boar's Head.
Don't disrespect their high quality deli products.
But like, actually, their deli products are pretty fucking high quality.
I guess I always feel like I never had a choice.
Deli qual?
You never?
Is that a word?
No, I just tried to say deli quality and had hummus in my mouth.
Well. Welcome to episode 54 of Blackmail Material.
Is it really 54?
Live from Philadelphia once again.
Holy fuck. 54.
Yeah, 54. And although I recently found out that when we moved to the new podcasting platform, we have episode 54 listed, but it only says we uploaded 53. So at some point, we missed a number, and I don't know where we missed it. I think we
knew that we missed a number.
No. We didn't miss a number.
We skipped an episode that was recorded.
We deliberately swerved on an episode.
Didn't we condemn it to the toilet realm?
Oh.
Yeah. Dunked it right in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Flushed it with bleach. It was no good.
Interesting.
It was that bad.
Man, now I want to go back and like go to our little drive folder.
No, I think we deleted the file.
Oh, yeah. It's
gone.
No, cleared the cache.
You're going to have to call Google.
Oh.
Cleared the cache immediately.
You're going to have to be like,
hello,
hey,
Google?
Listen, someone deleted this from my Google Drive that was shared. Can you... I wonder if you can do that.
No.
Do you think they can bring back files?
I don't think they care about you that much.
No, I was going to say, if I was like a software engineer and I got that ticket, I'd just be like, next.
No. Unless you're like, unless this is clearly Prince's laptop and he has some like
there's another 200 years of songs on it.
Yeah, unless you are that caliber, they don't give a shit about you.
And you know, first of all, Prince comes back from the grave. Second of all, he submits you a ticket. I might listen.
Yeah, you got some problems.
Yeah.
Zombie Prince is being like, yo, listen, we have a bunch of albums to come out.
Sounds good to me.
Were any of those songs good? Like, I didn't listen to them.
Prince? Like,
no,
in general?
the ones that he... Because wasn't it all file... Like, they were all songs that he recorded, but he didn't think they were good enough to release, right? Wasn't that the whole deal?
Yes, he is notorious for being a huge perfectionist. So, like, it might sound fine to a normal person, but to him it is not up to snuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you guys listen to them at all?
No.
I'm wondering if they were good. Like,
it feels icky to listen to those. As a person with some creative aspirations, the idea that if someone were to release the Phantom episode of Blackmail Material, I'd be pretty salty about it.
Well, we only have 60 listeners, Kevin, so I don't know how salty I'd be.
God, we're nowhere near as
I
good
would
as
be
Prince.
a pinch of salty. Like, undetectable.
I'm saying we barely have enough chops to release some episodes, so if you released our cutting floor material, like, please do not.
Yeah,
I do not need to be on blast.
That is completely fair.
The whole first 50 episodes are just absolute garbage.
Well, we have a podcast of us putting ourselves on blast basically every week. That's all we're doing.
Hopefully this will be like a Snapchat story where it just disappears in like, 2 years and it's just gone forever, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That was the plan.
Snapchat stories work. I know you don't have the app, but they do work faster
I've heard
than that.
kids talk about Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are they still on there?
Probably.
I went to a Brockhampton concert, and the 2 tweens ahead of us brought up the Snapchat map, and there were other tweens
I've never
there at
used
Brockhampton,
Snapchat
and
map.
I realized at that moment that youth had gone by me. It's completely gone.
What's the map? What is that?
You can look at people that are near you.
So you can get
people's snap stories?
Yeah.
No, not even. So like I was outside the concert venue for Brockhampton.
Yeah.
She brought up a map and it's just like these horrible emoji versions of kids just like in the shape of the Brockhampton line. So it's like, oh here's that person I have on Snapchat. He's like down here in the line.
Oh god.
As part of a like chibi Big Brother George Orwellian nightmare of like we have inoculated the kids to tell us their location at all times.
You can see the line of the people lined up for Brockhampton.
Here's the heat map of like, they traveled along this path, so you know exactly.
Follow them back like shitty breadcrumbs, like Hansel and Gretel. Back to where do they spawn?
An uncanny level of precision.
Where do they come from?
Yeah, for the kid locations.
Echo Park? Where were you?
It's bad. You had something to say about Snapchat? It's already
not anymore. I'm all in.
No, I was just going to say
in Snap.
The Snapchat thing that made me like realize youth had passed me by.
Yeah.
Was when I think I was like at a house party or something when I was like a senior in college, and like some freshman was like there, and she was talking about how she doesn't even text anyone anymore. They only communicate via Snapchat. I'm like, these messages delete themselves.
I can't handle that stress.
That's like, right?
It's like you have to respond right now, and if you don't, you like I want to think about it. You go back and it's not there. And like, shit.
It's like that time when cell phones are around, but before text messages, where it's like you had to write everything down if you wanted to know it ever.
That actually sounds cool in like a spy swag kind of way. Like in order to respond to me, you need to read my shit immediately. Otherwise, it is gone.
Isn't there an app that does that so you can avoid like evil governments or something?
I think Telegram does that.
Oh, that's isn't that what Alex tried to get us all on?
Yeah, it's an encrypted chat.
Didn't any of us keep it?
I will use. I mean, it seems like it's pretty much the same as any other messaging platform, except you have to get your friends to use it too, which is the crux of any new messaging app. You know,
like we used to use GroupMe a lot.
We used to use GroupMe,
which had that built-in meme function, which was nice. But other than that,
God, it's so weird. You just like, our users need.
I appreciate it.
Upload a picture and use the impact white font with the black border.
Wow,
you just can type it on.
I mean, I appreciate that function. It's useful to have.
I used it one time and it was great.
Jimmy used it one time.
For really bad memes.
Yeah.
All memes are bad, Jack.
Are there any good memes?
As soon as I said it out of my mouth, I realized
I really hope there's no memes that like 100 years from now will be in a museum and people will be like powerful like to a meme. I really don't want that to be true.
Much art, such wow.
God, fucking Reddit.
Yo, speaking of gross things though, I saw the new Marie Kondo Life of the Magical Magic of Tidying Up.
Saw that trailer. Yeah.
What is this?
So Marie Kondo made that book that I can never get the title of, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up.
Oh, is it a movie now?
It's a Netflix series, and it completely takes away all of the magic that was in that stupid book.
Well, now I'm interested.
So basically, she goes into...
That's the only way I'd be interested if the magic was gone.
He's like, finally, it fell from grace.
Because I hated that whole concept, because I have all these books that I treasure. So if there's something ruined that, I'm very happy about it.
So she goes into like...
Because that book, the concept of that book plunged me into a well of anxiety. And the fact that it is ruined is very pleasing.
Don't take my books away, please.
Sorry.
But like, basically she goes into houses full of like hoarders' houses and tells them how to like fold their laundry in an efficient way and to like ditch their shit. But the thing is, it just feels like any other reality TV show.
Yeah.
With this weird, like, cleaning fairy from Japan just, like, on the floor bowing to a house. And it completely ruins any kind of, like, sanctimonious thing of the book. Plus, the thing is, the whole idea is you're supposed to clean your whole house and do, like, a marathon session, like, all day, every day. But they do it, like, once per week. She just shows up, it's like, you're doing good. And then she disappears.
But she does it to hoarders, right?
Yes. So, like,
that's exactly what it looked like.
The episode we watched had some lady from California. She had just, like, an entire army of those little nutcracker men for Christmas because she's way into the holiday spirit. And that shit got me spooked. It felt like some sort of horror movie where they would, strangle me in my sleep or turn me into shredded meat.
But man, that's what the show, I saw the trailer, just the KonMari show. It looked like it was just the TLC show Hoarders. Except, the little Asian lady comes and shows up and says, please clean up your stuff. And I feel like they don't really buy into it. They just like, oh, wow, when I clean my stuff, it looks cleaner. But they don't actually, it's all about the book's all about the philosophy. So I'm not sure how much of the philosophy actually translates to these people.
So that's the thing. Like, the fascinating part of the book was hearing her philosophy about cleaning things and how you value the objects in your life. And this show is like, here's me bickering with my wife and yelling at my kids, and it's like I don't care what these people think about their possessions.
Yeah,
it just takes away from Marie Kondo because she's actually a fascinating person. Real talk, I wish it were like
that's what I wanted
in the homes of Japanese people. At least then it would be some sort of like me watching a different culture and getting a different view on things. It's like, okay, this is like some neighbor person I know who just has too many kid toys.
Yeah. I wonder if all Japanese reality shows would be good. Because it's just Japanese hoarders. Because Terrace House is Japanese Real World. Like, it's just Japanese version of hoarders. Like, fantastic.
The other thing, too, about it is, like, these people are not all completely ridiculous. The thing about hoarders is how... like,
crazy they are.
How apocalyptic they are.
Right. It's a mental disorder. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
So... and I mean, that's what the KonMari method is supposed to teach. It's just a different philosophy of viewing your items and things. It's not just about cleaning up for the sake of cleaning up. So she would tell you when you said, oh, I don't want to get rid of my books. They bring me so much joy. She'd be like, that's fine. Keep your books.
Yeah, she wouldn't actively make you like pare it down to 6 books. She wouldn't care. She was like, do you actually know all of the books in here, or are you just going to a Goodwill and just like, smacking them all into a cart and leaving?
Yeah. She's not a minimalist, which I think is interesting. But it's so easy to just say, oh, she just teaches minimalism.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to conflate the two things. She's just like, make sure you're cognizant of all the things you have instead of just like
having them,
buying things for no reason.
So it's like an eat to live, don't live to eat situation.
Right. It's a more like, it's kind of a prestige on consumerism. Because her whole thing is like, the first thing you do is get every single like piece of clothing in your house and throw it into one pit. So then when you see the people react to like, oh God, I have like a 6 foot tall pile of clothing. I clearly do not need all of this. It's like, okay, you probably haven't been actively considering how much you've been just buying. For no good reason.
Like seeing it all in one place. And I think another interesting method to make that work is that you put all that stuff in one room and then you sort of just leave it there and only grab things that you know you need. So it's like, oh, I got to get dressed in the morning. You don't have anything in your closet. You're like, okay, I want to wear that shirt I have and then these pants. You go get that shirt and pants. And then after so many months of just only using things out of that room, you're going to be left with things that you never used. And then you can just kind of throw those away. Or be like, these are the things I don't use.
That's an interesting reversal of the method.
Yeah. That works better,
actually. Only take the things you need and think about.
Like, I have a bunch of books, and like the only ones I go back to, I'll put them back on the shelf.
Right. You go into the room, you take them out, and then now you use them. So you only take things out of the room that you're going to use. And everything else you just leave in there.
That's pretty slick.
That's pretty good.
I think I might have stole that from the minimalists. Not Marie Kondo, but it was a similar thing.
Okay.
I think they were talking about how you could pare down your items.
So was this on the Netflix slate of like new holiday content?
The computer AI just like, oh, you like Japanese shows and reality shows? Perfect, here you go.
But sometimes that computer AI is really fucking stupid, because once I got like the Netflix AI is so fucking dumb.
It works much better for me. I'm just
once I got a Netflix movie that was I showed a buddy of mine the first episode of Terrace House, and then we were on Netflix and it said, because you watched Terrace House, it recommended a movie that was like a fictional war movie in the near future in Eastern Europe about special forces guys fighting ghosts with guns.
See, here's the thing. That sounds exactly like a David movie. That's like 100%.
I'll admit I liked it, but it was like because you watched Terrace House.
It was hiding. It didn't want you to know how smart it had gotten.
Which is, I'm like, either A, that's fucking wrong, or B,
that's way too fucking right.
There's a good chunk of Terrace House that I like looked away and occurred and did not pick up on. I don't know.
Every time you blinked, you're just
you like Eastern European apocalyptica. Here it is. It's like, fuck. Why do you know this is a genre?
I know. God,
it's bespoke to you.
Like, unless Netflix like has my credit card, it's like, oh, you brought all of the Metro games. It's like, oh, you bought Stalker, Clear Sky. It's like, okay, fine. Now I get that you know.
Yeah, see, that sounds like mission accomplished to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
That sounds like the AI is doing
going full circle.
Well, mission kind of accomplished, because I only got 30 minutes in. It was like, this is the dumbest movie in the world, and stopped.
So not even dumb in a good way. It was just like...
Because it was like, straddle that line where it's too good to be dumb in a good way, but too bad to be good. Like, it's too stupid to be good, but the production value is so high that it's not bad.
Right, it's not even like, I can't laugh at bad CG aliens. It's just like, no, they tried. There was a budget, but this is not good.
It's like, no, and it was an expensive budget. It's like, these are real humongous, giant, like, Warzone sets.
That's how I felt about Ex Machina, I think. that
I never
Netflix
saw that.
Blade Runner show.
Was that a Netflix
Back
show?
it up. That's not a Netflix show. Ex
No, wait,
Machina?
no. Oh wait, that's the movie. There's
That's the movie.
another. Ex Machina is a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has
I was
a
gonna
kind
be
of
like
generic title.
You heathen. Yeah.
What was the name of that really lame? Well, clearly it doesn't matter. 'cause I
Netflix-
Clearly
don't
it was
remember
terrible.
at
Yeah,
all.
that's the problem with Netflix. Now they just greenlight everything,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny because what was that? That Holmes and Watson movie was apparently like so bad people are walking out of the theaters.
Oh yeah. What's the story with that? Was that?
Well, there was an article about how apparently Netflix wouldn't even do it, which now means like because they greenlight everything.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a
Oh.
low threshold
Yeah.
at this point.
It has like a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes apparently.
Oh.
Do you think that John C. Reilly or Will Ferrell give a shit at this point? Or
No,
do you think
yeah.
they're just like in De Niro Town where they're just like,
God.
fuck it, it's a check.
De Niro Town. They're in De Niro Town.
They're in De Niro.
They're in
yeah.
El De Niro.
They're in Meet the Fockers,
Yeah.
Bill. It's like, oh no.
No, but
Man, the sad thing is I used to like that.
on that Netflix holiday offering, have you guys seen Bird Box yet?
Apparently, everybody knows what the fuck Bird Box is except me. I have no goddamn
Okay,
clue.
I read,
Here's
I read
all
a
it is.
newspaper that said 1.5 stars out of 4.
I heard it's the reverse of that John
It's
Krasinski movie.
literally
where
a quiet place, but with
Yeah, yeah.
sight instead of hearing.
Right.
But it's like you
then
can't
people have
see the
creepy eyes.
monsters, and you try and kill. If you see like the monsters, you like try and kill yourself.
You okay? If you see the monsters, you try.
So you have to like walk around outside blindfolded.
Uh-huh.
But I was just like Christina
Man,
and I were
blind
watching
people
it.
really got the leg up on that.
Yeah, right. Which is weird because like I got 3/4 of the way through that movie. They never encounter just a naturally blind person who you'd think would be like Superman,
Oh
Right.
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
King of the Jungle right there.
Yeah, it's like in the land of no one should look outside. The already blind guy's doing okay, I guess.
Can you just poke your eyes out and be done with it?
You know? Well, no, you can see inside. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. So
Like, if you're
I'm in this
indoors-
room, I'm good.
Yeah, like they put up blackout curtains and stuff,
Okay.
right? So you can see,
All right.
but you can't accidentally look at the monsters.
Right. Otherwise, you go. psycho insane.
Otherwise you kill yourself, right?
So it's like that Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah,
Where if
it's
you
like-
looked at the trees, they would.
Yeah, it's like
They
a
would
quiet
cause you to commit
place
suicide.
plus the happening.
So
But, yeah.
people only live indoors,
Well,
kind of.
I think currently, Jack, people only live in
I was about to say that sounds pretty close to me yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That doesn't sound that bad to
So
me.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I can survive this world. I don't know
Yeah.
about you.
I think that's already there.
So do the monsters like? So you put the blindfold on. Are they quiet? Do they like sneak up on you and try to pull your blindfold up? Be like, haha, motherfucker.
Well, there's like cultists that like can see them and won't kill themselves, and they go crazy and try and like rip people's like blindfolds off. I guess.
the cultists.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a really weird movie.
Maybe we're
'cause,
doing
like,
this movie a disservice by making wild accusations about what the
I
plot
see
is.
2/3, 3/4 of it.
That's enough.
Yeah, you
but
got
here's-
2/3 to 3/4 of the way through that thriller movie and you didn't finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But like,
The denouement was not
It's-
worth.
it's
No.
like it reminded me of the first Netflix movie, Beasts of No Nation, which is that I could only watch the movie in 20-minute bursts because it's like so anxiety inducing and
Okay.
so
Mm.
dark. It's
Sure.
like that. Like, it's just so anxious.
too grim.
It's not even like too like grim, like Mad Max dark grim. It's just really anxiety inducing with everything that's going on.
yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Try
a
to-
really strange movie, but like, it felt from watching it that it only got started, and then I like paused and left, and I was like, I'm 2/3 of the way through this movie.
It feels like
The
You're
plot
like, I
has
should've
just
just done it.
started.
Oh, I see.
Like it's really
You know what that
slow.
means? The last third is going to be insane.
Yeah, I hate movies like that where it's like, oh, we spent
Damn, it's going to be
we
another.
spent 3/4 of the movie on exposition, and then the
Right.
thing happens, and then it's over.
You
Like, it's
turned it
just
off
Really,
right
dumb.
before Kevin Spacey makes his surprise entrance. It's actually the surprise sequel to Seven.
Did you hear about him releasing a video on YouTube in his like House of Cards character saying like,
Wait, well, it was in character.
"You wouldn't believe such false accusations without legitimate proof." And
Jesus
I'm like,
What?
"Bro,
Oh,
you
God.
take the
Netflix
L.
is going to sue the shit out of him.
Oh.
take
my
the L, dude.
He doesn't own that character.
It's over for you.
Oh,
Wait,
he is
what?
so
He-
fucked.
He tried to
Wow.
release a video like vying for his innocence. It's like,
oh,
really?
no.
it's over, dude.
That's
I don't think
brutal.
out of anyone
You have enough money, you can ride out the L.
out of anyone that got like pulled down from the Me Too movement, I think Kevin Spacey
You deserve it.
did all of the
Yeah.
wrong choices
Right.
that you could possibly make.
He did it the most wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like, here's a pantheon of scumbags. You did it literally the worst
Yeah.
of all of them.
Yeah.
It's like
Which, that's no easy feat. in this day and age.
Yeah, you're in hot competition for like biggest douche in the planet.
Yeah.
And he somehow exceeded all of them.
Well, he could be doing like did you hear what Louis C.K. did last night, apparently?
Last night or in general?
2 days ago?
It sounded like he was picking on the Parkland shooting survivors, where it's like, dude, I never liked you that much, and like I always thought you were like in the same category as Anthony Jeselnik, where you're just being brutal just to be brutal.
Yeah.
But like,
dude,
it made me feel vindicated that I never liked Louis C.K. this whole time. Like, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel okay about my life.
Told you, motherfuckers.
It's like Eminem went horrible.
Yeah, I was about to say Eminem.
Louis C.K. turns out to be kind of hacky and kind of a jerk who just will not repent.
And will also apparently not stop masturbating at the office. That was also his.
That's a damn shame that is his deal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty unfortunate character trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Character trait.
Although if you're gonna make jokes about the Parkland shooting, you better be sure they're hitting, because if you miss with those jokes, you're gonna look like an absolute ass.
Yeah,
which
like
I'm sure that's what happened.
Judd Apatow just went on Twitter like, this is just hitting down for no reason. This is pathetic and hacky.
When Judd Apatow
I'm gonna say
is like coming down against you, you've lost.
It's a shame that the like public like hand on the shoulder like you need to stop, son.
Yeah,
the fact that it happens over the internet is kind of sad, and it wasn't like backstage at the comedy show. Like, bro, you need to stop.
Yeah,
you need to not.
You really
do this anymore.
When your friends on Twitter,
this wasn't apparently
points.
One of the gigs that was like he just showed up, because it was like recorded.
Oh, okay. I
think this was intentionally recorded.
That's even
more.
What?
It was like a comedy special.
Not a comedy special, but like he was fine with having it recorded. It wasn't like, because I don't think if you go down to the Comedy Cellar, you're not supposed to like record someone with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my understanding from reading about this was that like they were recording intentionally.
This was orchestrated. He thought like, yeah, I want this to be recorded. I want this to be like on record in some way, shape, or form.
Oh,
yeah,
that is a huge bummer.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Louis C.K. fan in any extent.
In any
but I'm
way,
like, dude, no.
I don't really know.
That is a damn shame.
In retrospect, the idea of being a Louis C.K. fan, it's like, okay, so you're a fan of like a guy whose life is really depressing, like about like I know mostly about his comedy from what I've heard about like the show Louis, right?
Yeah.
Is it just like a kind of depressing middle-aged guy? Like, he's always that guy.
You're just watching a man getting kicked in the balls emotionally and physically, basically forever.
Yeah.
That's every season. Just like, how bad can this go? Very bad.
Yep. The one good Louis C.K. role is in American Hustle, and that's the one where someone beats the shit out of him over the course of a movie.
What was that movie about again?
That was the one about the ab scam thing. I think Kevin and I saw it with Christian Bale. And
Christian Bale,
he's like the
Amy
fat
Adams.
American Scandal.
The best
American Hustle.
American Hustle.
The best comb over in the game.
Yeah. It's like 5 years ago.
It's like retro.
Bradley Cooper.
Retro titling and stuff.
Yeah, took place in the 70s.
Yeah.
Jessica Lawrence?
I remember that.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Thank you, Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know what names are.
Man, she really fell.
Did she?
Jennifer Lawrence? I haven't heard anything about her lately.
Well, my understanding is
Redbird, some sort of Russian spy movie where she tried to put on a Russian accent and it did not apparently live up.
That accent's harder. No, it's not even that hard.
Evidently, it was Yakov Smirnoff.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
I love that. There's like those videos on YouTube where the guy criticizes sort of like movie accents.
Those are great videos.
It's just like there's a great accent, and then they always cut to a clip of Nicolas Cage doing a terrible accent. It's like Nick Cage is the example of a shit accent like 4 times in those videos.
At least he goes for different videos. He just goes for broke.
Nick
Cage
Cage?
just sounding janky as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what they said on the video. He's like, Nick Cage's accent was terrible here, but he really just went in it with full heart. So I got to give him props for that.
I think you could replace accent with career, and
I don't know.
It would work as a sentence.
If Mandy is any indication, he's going in the right direction.
Is that in theaters only, or can I watch
straight?
That at home?
It was no. You can watch it at home now.
Oh, thank fucking Christ!
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
I think I recommended it a couple episodes ago.
I do. I still want to see it.
Heavy metal rock opera with Nick Cage.
So is it like a musical, like rock opera? Okay.
No. Imagine like
if it was a musical, that might make it the best thing ever created.
Imagine like that movie with the 2 hillbillies trying to protect their house and they accidentally
Tucker and Dale versus Evil, right?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil, they accidentally kill people. Imagine that, but it's Nick Cage, and you know when he's about to fight somebody, the guy's fighting pulls out a giant chainsaw, and then Nick Cage pulls out his giant chainsaw, and then they go start fighting.
Do they have a chainsaw sword fight?
Yeah, but it's unexpected.
This is basically what I wanted Immortal Legend to be, the video game. Great.
Was that the rock game?
Yeah, it was a heavy metal, what looked like
the Jack Black
character action game, and then it turned out to be a heavy metal inspired RTS.
Was it? It was an RTS?
Yeah.
What?
It was a really bad bait and switch. Like, I did not sign up for this because, like, the first third of the game was like, okay, I'm a heavy metal dude. I get transported to a mythical land.
Okay.
I have a guitar that can, like, make lightning summon out of the sky.
Yeah.
I have a giant, like, Motorhead-inspired hot rod. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want to manage some units? Absolutely no. Do not. That's the last thing I wanted.
How far into the game did it bring that up?
It was like halfway through, and I was like, no. Well, I got 8 hours of the game.
I kind of I do sometimes like when people bring up new, not that, but like Assassin's Creed,
switch the genre.
Assassin's Creed games brought that. Like Assassin's Creed 2 is when they started doing that, where it's like, oh, there's a whole thing of managing a city and all these RPG elements that only come into play 20 hours into the game. Like they just add a whole other game.
I had to manage my courtesans, okay?
Yeah, right?
I had a thieves guild to manage.
And then like later on, like few games in, it's like pirates and like you're instead commanding like a fleet of ships like by remote. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but they only like introduce that to you after hours of gameplay.
That's one of those games on like I bought during a Steam sale of some sort, and then it's just I will never ever play that game at this point.
Assassin's Creed 2?
It was called Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah,
that was
the
pirate
fourth one. That was a pretty good one.
Oh.
It's there with like The Witcher 2 and things of like I bought them because they were like a quarter.
Is it weird that I've never played any of the Witcher games?
That is
kinda, yeah.
Here, you know what's even weirder? I'll tell you this one.
Wait, hold on, Kevin. You were about to say something.
Because that is a very Dave game.
I know.
It feels exactly in your wheelhouse.
I know.
Hours of dense Nordic RPG fiction, just punishing gameplay systems and absolutely no mercy. That sounds like
I think I'm starting to get a little bit out of that.
You play Dark Souls?
Your masochistic tendencies.
Man,
you're just like, you know what? I don't have to suffer for fun.
I don't have to pay to suffer for fun. But if The Witcher's like 25 cents, then maybe. No, but what's funny is I've never played any of their games, and yet this year I voted for CD Projekt Red to be Developer of the Year on the Steam Awards.
They've just been building clout to get Cyberpunk 2077.
I know. It's like funny. Like the game isn't even out, and I already voted them Best Developer for the year. I've never played anything they've made.
I'm scared it's just going to be like Deus Ex, where you think is super duper expansive, and then you find out like the shoebox is only slightly larger than you imagine.
Or even more disappointing than Deus Ex, the first Mass Effect game, and it's in scale.
Mass Effect 1 was okay.
Mass Effect
was a pretty good game. What are you talking about?
The second one way better.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But also, Mass Effect 1, they for years promised this giant open world with tons of planets to actually explore and everything.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't that, though, and that was so disappointing. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Like, they're like, there's this massive universe. There's one place to go with any form of civilization.
Yeah. But Rex.
Yeah, that's fine. But you get what I'm saying.
It's more than fine.
That's more disappointing than Deus Ex is really great.
I think this is like yet another instance of you should never get into the hype for something.
Yeah.
Because it's always disappointment or just like, oh, great, it lived up to the expectations. It's never like, I guess it's a 1 in 100 shot that it's way better than you expected.
Right.
But like with video game coverage, if I see like, all right, this looks cool in a screenshot, that's kind of all I want to know.
Yeah. I am a little disappointed for letting myself watch that really long Cyberpunk thing. Because I was going to get the game anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, now I knew I was going to get the game, and now I'm like, well, now I have to upgrade my computer to do it. So now I'm going to get the game and allocate like $1,500.
Don't worry, it'll come out in 2028. You'll have plenty of time to get an upgrade.
I think at this rate, the game's actually going to come out in 2077. Like
they made
at the rate that they're going,
they're like, we told you.
They're just going to be like,
title.
The long game was we just waited for it to be real.
Right.
We didn't have to do a lot of
we didn't do anything,
building,
and then we went
out. We just like photocopied it 1 for 1, and here it is.
And then we went outside with a video camera, and now we have a game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
It's like those old video games, not video games. They were just DVDs where you had to click through the menus with your DVD controller. You ever had those?
Are we cycling back to Netflix with Bandersnatch?
Is that one of the games?
Well, have you not heard about this?
That's the Black Mirror interactive movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
you not heard about this thing?
Well, that's exactly what I'm
Yeah, that's
talking
what
about,
it
but I
is.
have not
It's
heard
like
of
an
this.
You didn't hear about it yet?
No, I didn't.
People are like really
steer very clear of
really-
Black Mirror because I'm scared.
Yeah, I am
That's
in the
fair.
same
That
camp.
is completely fair.
I've only watched like 1.5 episodes of Black Mirror before
Yeah.
I went. I don't need to engage in this
I
existential
don't
terror
think
for recreation.
any show puts out the worst episode to be the first episode as the first episode as much as Black Mirror, because that's the one with like the
the
terrorist
pig?
makes the guys to the pig.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the first one.
Spoilers. It
Right.
starts off with pig fucking.
Right.
Yeah,
Right out the gate.
it doesn't need to start off that way.
Right.
The episodes still aren't connected to each other at all.
The thing was, I thought it was supposed to be a dystopian thing, but then I realized it's not really dystopian. It's more like very close to reality.
It's
Well,
basically the
yeah.
news.
Right.
15 minutes in the future.
Right. And
Yeah.
then that's when it hit. You know, I watched the child porn one, and then I was like,
What?
nah, I'm good. Though there's a kid he was watching porn on his laptop, and he got blackmailed because he accidentally watched child porn or something, or there's a virus on his computer that directed him to child porn, and then he was like, the hacker videotaped him on his
Okay,
laptop.
I have not seen all the
then
Black Mirror
forced him to
episodes, but that
sort of-
sentence you said was not a great one to say out loud.
What?
Describing most Black Mirror episodes don't sound.
Yeah,
it's
that-
not great.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
not
He accidentally
like the
clicked- yeah.
most.
What was it we
And then
said
he got
about Black Mirror?
blackmailed.
Like forcing someone to get high and watch all of Black Mirror is like torture
Oh,
in
God.
37 countries.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Including this country. Oh, well, you're talking about anxiety-inducing movies. I would
Yeah.
say watching Black Mirror at all is the most anxiety-inducing.
I was thinking about this. I feel like everything, almost all Netflix content is anxiety-inducing. Like they have a quota for panic attacks in all of everything they make, and they hit it a lot of the time.
Yeah, the user data that they have compiled has concluded that we want this.
And honestly, from day one, like House of Cards, come on, there's a lot of gut-wrenching like feelings when you watch House of Cards, especially
Yeah.
now. But
well, you're not supposed to watch House of Cards now.
I know.
Not cool.
I made it 5 minutes into the new season, and I was like, God, this is garbage.
Mm.
It really is bad.
Yeah, it's a shame to see good shows die.
Yo, can we talk about this, though? Can we talk about fucking space real quick? Because
Sure,
I think,
always.
as has been documented, space is my...
Science correspondent Dave. in the
nothing is
building.
closer to my heart than
Dave, you're on the
space
air.
shit. Like, Christina and I went to the Air and Space Museum a couple weeks ago, and I had to stop myself from crying a couple times out of happiness.
Why? What?
I don't
what
know.
exhibit?
Something it just something about space travel stirs it in me, man. I don't know.
Tears.
Stirs what?
Actual
And where in
tears.
you?
I had to hold them back.
Is it like tears of pride that the human race can
A little
do
bit,
something
yeah.
so momentous?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think it's also a huge nerdiness of like an engineering. Anyway, but
I guess
fucking-
I'd rather have tears of joy than like a boner for a spacesuit. I guess that's, a preferable outcome.
Am I emotionally unstable if I look at really good cable management and shed a tear?
Yes.
I appreciate the
no,
beauty
actually,
in that.
yeah. No, that's fair.
There's a zen quality to that.
There's entire subreddits devoted to it.
When I look at a
Definitely.
very particularly well-organized file tree,
Mm-hmm.
I get a sense of like, oh man,
Yeah.
damn, that's good shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
You get it for file trees?
Oh yeah. If I go into like someone else's like AE setup and it's like, oh man, they've organized all this master media
Yeah.
in a spectacular way.
No,
Look
that-
at this shit.
I mean, that's
like-
that's fair.
It's like you're driving over bumps in the road, when you go up and then down a little bit, you get the butterflies. Is that kind of how it is?
no,
No. No.
no,
No, that's
no, that's terrifying.
That's wrong.
I don't like that at all.
it's not being on a roller coaster or whatever you're feeling.
No, I'm talking about like walking in a lovely Japanese Zen garden.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
And you're talking
I mean-
about bad suspension.
Yeah. Yeah,
Always.
you're talking about like ruining your family sedan.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
How else are you going to get that tingly
That's any good
feeling
high school
down
weekend.
under?
Wait, what? Say that again,
I said,
Jack?
how else are you going to get that tingly feeling down under?
Moving on.
We're
Yeah.
gonna edit this
What's
out
up
for
with
sure.
space? We need to jet the fuck
Yo,
out of here.
Fucking apparently. So first of all, NASA today released images of like this really weird oblong rock. They just sent a probe all the way out like 4 billion miles to be like, what's that look like? Which is cool that we can do that. But apparently tomorrow a Chinese probe is landing on the dark side of the moon. I'm just like, how
Nice.
is this the first I'm hearing about something going back to the moon?
Yeah, I was about to say it's 2019 now. How did we?
How
just
did I
get
like?
here?
How am I only just now knowing about it? And then
Huh.
there's like 5 things going to the moon this year. Like 2019 is like moon year.
I mean, I guess it's about time.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, by the way, if you're way into like space shit, that show 7 Days Out that I was talking about last week, there was
Is
an
there a rocket
episode
launch?
talking about the Cabrini satellite, which was the satellite that was orbiting around Jupiter, or no,
The
Saturn.
Cassini?
yeah.
Cassini.
Okay.
Oh, the one that just sent back pictures.
Yeah. It talks about like how all these scientists and engineers like have been working on this shit for 13 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's what's crazy. It's like
That's
they're
really
sending
cool.
out with like advanced technology, but from
Yeah, so it's like when they have screen caps of like all their data or the screens where they get the data, it just looks like straight up MS-DOS. Because that was like the high-end tech.
Right.
Well,
and they can't like switch out the tech on the satellite that's been like blasted off into space 25 years ago.
My favorite is apparently there's a team at NASA, the Deep Space Platform Update Team or something. I forget what they're called, but basically they're people that write firmware updates for the Voyager probe. And then when they install the updates, to push the updates, you have to reboot it. But it's like...
Oh, God. If it doesn't come back up.
Past the solar system.
Right.
And it's like, oh, God, what if you doesn't...
Like, what if you fuck up
so
one line?
Like, you have to transfer the data at bits per minute.
Yeah, to send 3.1 megabits, this will take 3 years to do.
Yeah.
I think it genuinely takes a couple months.
Oh, they were... that's what the Cassini satellite was sending back images. I was reading about it. They said it would take until 2024 to get back all the images it has on it.
Yeah.
That's 5 years? Just to send back a couple pictures.
It's just crazy. It's really crazy how advanced those probes are. Like, and all the shit that they can do with all that stuff. It's like, it's seriously nuts.
But we're just now getting to the dark side of the moon.
Isn't
apparently
the dark side of the moon
past it.
the light side of the moon half the time?
No.
It's not the same side?
Right? It just needs to stay still and revolve.
I regret taking us down this path. This is a awful,
because it's like
awful conversation to have on a podcast.
And it's just the moon's like just staying there.
I swear to God, we did not take huffs of drugs in between when the camera went up. I swear to God.
It's like, hold on, get the paint cans.
I got all these whippets ready to go. Man. I got all these fucking cans of whipped cream. The person at the Giant stared me down in a weird way. It's like, what?
Yeah. You'd think was the first police precinct to discover whippets. They're like, why are there all these tiny CO2 canisters littering our streets?
It's like, man, these kids
People were so confused. Wait, which explanation? Like, some dude way in the back was like, what if kids were huffing it? And they're like, shut up, Dave. Sorry, I just used Dave. Shut up, Dave. I wonder why. They're like, shut up, Dave. What a dumb idea. And then 2 months down the line, like, man, Dave was right. Kids are huffing these shits.
Dave was right.
See, I all came around. Yeah. Full circle.
There we go. I was at a party recently at my parents' house. It was like a New Year's party with like, and my parents are in like they're in their like 60s, so we're part of like the hippie generation of
hence boomers. Dark chocolate dessert hummus.
Yeah,
right. You know,
from a
like,
lunch meat
someone
company.
was talking about like a friend of my parents that like barely knew or something. They were talking about a girl who was an actress from New York who lived with them in like the 70s or something.
Sure.
And it was like a very 70s story about how she was constantly doing poppers, I guess.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that is, but it's like they do them in Always Sunny in Philadelphia once. I'm like, are you just huffing glue? Is that what you're doing? Like, I don't understand what it is.
I'm thinking about those things you get like from the ice cream truck that you would just throw down and then it would
Dippin'
pop
Dots?
a little bit. No, they were like
they
came in like white thin paper.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I think
you
this
just
is
like threw them in the ground. And
I don't know what it is, but they would basically just do a bunch of drugs and then go ice skating at that like ice rink that they set up near Penn every year.
That sounds all right.
That actually sounds probably like a good time.
Just roll on some Molly and just head on over to the ice rink.
I think that's basically what it is.
That sounds okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I mean, I did them all at the one time and I couldn't fucking handle visuals, but...
Yeah, could you have handled being moved quickly on a flat surface?
Absolutely not.
And balancing on two razor blades on ice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That actually sounds terrifying.
No, I think I would see the molecules in the water and they would just envelop me, and that's just me being taken away by the police.
Yeah, I think you're getting sucked into a Zamboni.
Yeah, I'm just doing underwater kung fu.
On frozen ice.
On an ice.
And it was badass, dude.
So next time I see a guy, when I go skating, next time I see a guy who's just like lying down after having fallen immediately and just like tripping out and being like...
Swimming.
Yeah, if you see the cuddle pile in the middle of the rink, please no backward skating or cuddle piles in the rink, please.
How long do you think a person could get away? How long do you think a person could get away
with a cuddle pile?
Yeah, at an ice rink before, like, do you think a 16-year-old staffer is gonna like break it up? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
That's true.
Like, they're gonna be too awkward to like stop you.
this guy is in some kind of way. I don't want to interrupt this.
Yeah, like he's going to have a panic attack just at the thought.
Yeah, I mean, it might last a couple minutes on the ice, but for you, it'll be, some sort of eternity.
I think there will be a concerned citizen character. Character who's like a dad who will break it up. I think is what would realistically happen.
And then some sort of like ice rink technician just smoking a cigarette knowingly is like, I've been there.
Yeah.
It's like, let him have it. Let him have this.
When we close this ice rink down to traffic, you know what happens at night.
It's the third cuddle pile this morning. I'm really afraid of learning how to ice skate. I feel like I would be terrible at it. I remember
it's really not hard.
I remember going to like a roller rink thing for, I guess, a field trip or some sort of summer camp thing, and my butt was sore for days because I kept falling the fuck over. Because I was uncoordinated as fuck.
Yeah, it's both harder and easier because like the thing with like the roller skating, if you fall during that, you're not going to slide and hit your head on the wall. Like on an ice sheet, when you fall,
you should have watched me roller rink. I think I was hitting all sorts of obstacles.
How'd you keep sliding on the whatever?
I was standing by the wall in order for some support, and then I would just like flip the fuck over, and it was game over for me. I don't know. It was Concussion City for sure.
I can skate pretty well. I just can't skate.
Concussion Sunday.
That's the one I can't do.
No backward skating.
Sequel to Ash Wednesday. Concussion Sunday.
Seems apt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on the summer camp calendar, right there.
Yeah.
Make sure you bring $5 for hot dogs.
I don't think you're worried about learning. I think you're worried about knowing how bad you're going to be, or like understanding the depth of your ineptitude.
Also, you're right. Like I don't even know how legs. I don't know how legs.
The other problem with it is it's a thing where there are kids that know how to do it perfectly.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be completely blasted.
And it's like every time you go skating, there's like adults who are struggling and then children who are succeeding.
It's going to be
that's always a bad look.
It's going to be Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle saying like the future is now, old man, as he just like backwards skates and like skirts around me.
Here's the thing about child prodigies. By the time you're 10 and you're not a prodigy in something, you know you're never going to be a prodigy. Because at that point,
harsh as fuck, Jack.
Right? Because
it's
right
true.
now we're, mid-20s. There are kids half our age who are infinitely better at everything than us.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I'm going to hold you to that. Like if you have kids when they're 11, I'm going to be like, so
you'd be like,
what are you good at?
Here's the thing, Dave.
So you're a disappointment.
Real talk, there will be some Chinese child that is absolutely world class at it by the time they're like 9.
Yeah, just at whatever it is.
Yeah. Insert hobby here.
Literally any hobby you can think of.
Like I was watching Diabolo videos, which is basically like
I don't know what it is, but a kid's better at you than it.
You have 2 sticks attached with a string, and then you have like what looks like a top. So then you would
that thing.
You would rotate the 2 sticks to like know keep the Diabolo moving. That's kind of a mesmerizing. That's kind of a mesmerizing way to waste 20 minutes as you watch. Like here's the 2018 championships of the Diabolo League. Some dude dedicated years to the craft.
How many competitive hobbies are you watching the World Championships of? Because the other week we were talking about World Championship tag.
I think that's a fascinating way to spend your time. Is like here's like the top level fushigiing.
I guess. No, I mean,
literally type World Championship in front of a hobby.
If you want to like know about a hobby, you might as well go for the World Championships of it.
Man, that's probably a pretty good. Like, just type in World Championship of, and then just like have a random number generator, and you have to hit the down arrow. Like, all right, 16 times. Oh shit! World champion Monopoly juggling.
Monopoly juggling.
Wait, are you juggle the sets like in the box or out of the box?
It's a great question.
It must be the whole board with all the pieces on it juggled, but with everything staying on.
Well, we think of any obscure hobby, you got to think at some point, I got to know I'm the best at this,
right?
And then that's when it's born. It's like I got to know I'm the best at hide and seek. I bet there's a world championship of hide and seek.
God, World Championship hide and seek is probably really boring.
I could imagine it being
There's probably
like,
a lot of really good hiding.
In the 2019 World Championships, it's in like some sort of abandoned Eastern European city.
Oh.
And they've just reconfigured it to be like a hide and seek.
That sounds
right? It's a citywide game.
You know what it is? Here's what we got to do. This is how we become fucking billionaires. You know how in China they have all those cities that they built like on speculation, but no one lives in?
Here's scale model Las Vegas.
Love it.
World Championship tag in fake Paris.
Tune in right now for the 72-hour feed of the World Hide and Seek Championships.
Yo, you can say, but like this is
72 hours. There's just 2 people.
This 2-man crew has been
my God.
He's been hiding in a porta potty for 72 hours.
That would actually be
immaculate play.
How great! How much fun would that be? Like if you were a kid and you could have had a whole city to hide in, that would actually. I'm sorry, that'd be terrifying. Awesome. That would feed all sorts of abandonment issues immediately, but it would be also the best.
Yeah. Could you add a bunch of trampolines so that when the chase happens, it's fucking lit?
I already did. Yes.
That sounds pretty good.
The World
Championship.
We're getting
those cities are not being used for anything. Like, you might as well.
Yeah, mini Paris. We finally have found a use for this.
Other use, the world's largest giant paintball course, just the whole city. Right? Come on,
that sounds awesome.
Right?
Yeah. Ba-da-da-da. Came from the internet.
Cut.
Came from the internet.
Yeah.
Came from the internet?
Let's do it. This came from the internet.
Chef Wishes. Chef John, man. Fucking best recipe channel on the internet.
Chef Wishes?
Down. Foodwishes.com.
Foodwishes.com.
Yeah. Chef John from foodwishes.com.
Okay. You want to give us a little context? Like, what's it about?
He has the most extensive library of, like, recipe videos on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like, he's been in the game for a fucking decade. So any recipe you could possibly conceive of, he has it there.
Really?
Yes. More or less.
Nice.
Like, for, like, weird, obscure foods?
Yeah, like, this is encyclopedic, the amount of recipes this dude has.
It's actually useful because there are some things where they're like, okay, now make this, and then it's like,
yeah,
I don't know
and
how.
His videos are like, he's a very light, charismatic host, good puns, and there's not a lot of like frilly nonsense about like cooking type things. It feels like a very everyman kind of thing. In the same way that Binging with Babish is very good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you like Binging with Babish or any other cooking channels, then nice. Food Wishes definitely up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a good one.
That sounds awesome. That's exactly what I don't need exposition.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. Well, mine was going to be food related as well. There's a YouTube channel called Pasta Grannies. All right. There's this woman goes to Italy and she talks to these old Italian grandmas and she has them make their specific type of pasta that they have made for generations in this very specific part of Italy. Word. And so she'll kind of talk to them. And there's like spotty translations, but the Italian women are just so cute. They kind of they all like make their pasta and they all have their friends, their little their sister, their friend, and they all kind of like make the pasta in this very specific, strange pasta. Awesome. And this woman sort of walks them through the steps for it, and just kind of to document all these techniques before they disappear. Because a lot of the times these women are like the last people in their little villages in Italy making this type of pasta.
I was going to say another Netflix show, the fucking Bird Box movie, which if you want to have a panic attack.
You watched 2/3 of it.
2/3 of it, and you walked away from it, and you still have the balls to recommend it.
I mean,
this is not a good week in Davetown. No. She's like, well, this is all I got.
It was okay. No,
it's a shithole. I'm reading books.
I'm going to recommend something on physical paper. No, but like, that movie's okay, I guess.
He couldn't think of something good.
Well, no.
He's just like, this is fine. No. We're not even in like some high 100 number of episodes where it's like we've recommended everything we have. It's like,
No, I've been watching, because the only other thing I've really been watching is the Eagles are now in the playoffs because, football. So I've been watching all those. They have these mic'd up videos. Have you seen these?
No.
Oh.
They have like, with these insane microphones, they're like crazy directional.
Oh, sure.
You hear all the sounds and all of like everyone talking.
I've always thought this. I want a like DirecTV premium package where it's like, I want to hear the coaches swearing.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear LeBron James talking mad yang to every single young upstart. I want to hear that.
Right. So it's that.
I want to hear the bench talk.
Yep.
So
I want
to hype myself up. Yep. I'm like watching that, but also last night I was watching they made one for the Super Bowl where it's like a 45 minute cut together thing. It's the best sports movie that's ever been made.
That's true. The extended highlights are really good.
It's like kind of like extended highlights. It's like it's got music and like it's just edited super well and it's incredible.
Yeah,
and I was just like watching that.
It's true. NFL's YouTube game is very strong.
The cameras they have and the microphones they have are
very strong.
Are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, cool. For sure.
Yeah.
This has been episode 54 of Blackmail Material. Thank you guys for watching. Check us out on blackmailmaterial.com. We have a YouTube channel now. We're going to try to post all of our live episodes going up there. Any Blackmail extras you're going to find right there. So head on over to youtube.com, type in Blackmail Podcast, and subscribe.
For any additional Blackmail.
We're also on Twitter now because I'm lazy. I set up a script. Every time we get a new episode out there, it's going to tweet.
This is exactly what we need in 2019.
You didn't have to tell them about the script.
We're tech entrepreneurs, David.
And we're now on Spotify, so
Jack,
start finding your podcast
just
platforms.
Say because we're dedicated.
Because we're dedicated, we
tweet out every time we post.
We're tech geniuses, okay?
Because we're motherfucking gods.
That script didn't post. The script didn't tweet when the episode was posted. It tweeted like days later.
Shut up, Dave. We're out of here.
Shh. I'm a god.